Okay, so ignore the background noises because these videos are not meant to be properly edited and background removed, meaning the background voices are removed or the background noises are removed. This is just me covering my phone camera and recording my unscripted thoughts and stuff like that and whatever comes to the top of my head. So I got recommended a video by Sokari or Sawaki. They are kind of like Binny where I believe they do short formed videos where they report on different K-pop news and stuff like that, right? And they do different things. And this is no hate to Sokari. This is just me talking about their video and the general idea of their video. So basically they made a video called The Cheapest MV of a Nugu Girl Group, and this was made a couple of months ago, and they were talking about Q6's Blue Heart, which I believe was released in 2022. It was the first comeback of Q6 and it was like a rock song, and the video talked about how the MV had a noticeable green screen and stuff like that. And yes, it did have a noticeable green screen. The MV wasn't amazing, it wasn't a big budget because the company is a small company, but they managed to make MVs for all the songs they released. They released 4 songs for Q6 so far, and all 4 songs have MVs in them, and I really like the company for trying despite not having a good budget. Now the thing that annoys me about this video, it's not the video in general, it's not the channel that annoys me, but the thing about this video that annoys me is the word cheapest MV of a Nugu girl group. It's not Sokari that makes me annoyed, or it's not the video that they made, because they were just probably talking about K-pop news and talking about Q6's MV. But the thing is, Q6's MV is not the cheapest MV, meaning that other groups could have a similar to same kind of a budget and could have a cheap MV in the sense that they could not have a decent camera, they could not have a good quality or anything. Like same as when people say the most expensive MV, no one group has the most expensive MV, because other groups could also have used a similar budget, could have used similar amounts of money and stuff like that, because there is no one group that has a lot of money, because there are plenty of companies in K-pop that have a good budget enough to make an MV, or probably have a really big budget and they can make a good MV and make an expensive MV, right? But the main thing that annoys me about when people say the cheapest MVs in K-pop or the most expensive MVs in K-pop is the fact that they're highlighting the budget. The budget of an MV shouldn't matter to people. What matters should matter to people is the contents in the MV. If the company is making a good MV, regardless of the budget, that's what should matter most. Meaning, like the editing, the effects, or how the MV is made should matter more than the money. Like, so what if the company didn't use as much budget in the MV, didn't use as much money in the MV? As long as they try to get a good MV despite not using a lot of money, that doesn't matter, because the MV itself is supposed to matter rather than the budget in the MV. And even though I don't care about MVs, I don't care whether they're big budgeted, small budgeted groups, I always love that when companies try with the MVs, especially smaller ones who try to make a good MV despite not having a good budget. So for me, a MV doesn't matter. An MV doesn't mean a budget alone. It means that a company trying to make a good MV on the budget that they have. So you can have the most expensive props, you can have the most expensive money, you can have a lot of money, the most expensive budget and everything, but you can still make a shitty MV, and you can have a small amount of money but still make an amazing MV. It doesn't, it's not the budget that makes an MV good, it's the creative direction of the MV. So I don't really understand why people have to make shorts and videos mentioning the cheapest MVs in K-pop or the most expensive MVs in K-pop, when in fact cheap and expensive shouldn't be the terms used in terms of MVs. It should, the word that should be used is creative direction, because again, you can have the most expensive budget and make a shitty MV, you can have the less money and make a amazing MV, and vice versa. You can have the most expensive budget and make a good MV, you can have the cheapest budget and make a bad MV. So yeah, the only times when I get mad at MVs not being good, even though I don't care for MVs, and the only time I believe you all can get mad at MVs not being good is when the company doesn't try, and then they make the MV more like what do you call it, they make it more like dance performance based MVs. Like for example, there is BB6. There is BB6's Some Night, which was a good MV, but the thing it was felt mostly dance performance to me, meaning they had a lot of dance scenes and very less other member scenes, even though the location they picked was amazing. Then there was White Day Shine On Light. They shot in a nice pretty pink room, but it was mostly a dance MV, meaning that it felt like just a dance practice. And then Busy Boys released their song Outlaw recently, a month or so ago, and it was a dance performance MV. It wasn't even a proper MV. So these type of MVs, y'all can get mad at if it's just dance performance direction. So if the MV has bad effects and is not edited well and not shot well and stuff like that, then that's fine. The money put into the MV shouldn't matter to you. The creative direction should matter more to you. If the coloring doesn't fit, if the vibes of the MV don't fit the song, if the MV is completely different from what the song is trying to be, and all these sorts of things. So y'all shouldn't be making the cheapest MVs in K-pop, the most expensive MVs in K-pop videos and shorts, because it's just stupid, to be honest. What y'all need to do is y'all need to make videos talking about creative directions of MVs and stuff, like MVs that probably y'all didn't like because of certain aspects of the MV, or MVs y'all did like because of certain aspects of the MV. Like, y'all don't need to talk about how much money was used in it. Y'all should just talk about the creative direction of the MV, and that's what I want people to start making. Instead of talking about the budget, just talk about the creative direction, because what matters most is how the MV was made, and not how much money was used in the MV.